Hello, my dear children. How are you all? Welcome to another story session with Shavana ma'am. So today I'm going to tell you a story about a little girl named Lois and this monster. And what is the story's name? Say please, Lois. Let's hear the story. Say Please Louise, written by Kate Harvey, illustrated by Lauren Brett. Lois was a very pretty girl with a blonde hair and a pretty face. She could be very good, but sometimes she could be very bad. Her mother would get cross with her because she wouldn't say please or thank you. One day at breakfast, her mother asked Lois if she would like sugar on her cereal. No, said Lois, I want some milk. What the little word you should say? Asked her mother, looking at her very sternly. Now, says Lois, I want some milk now. Well, I'm sorry, said the mother, but you won't get any sugar or milk until you ask nicely. Just remember, please. Louis pulled an awful face and went off the kitchen. Why should I say please or thank you? Said Louis to herself. I will never do that. She then started to walk down the garden path, saying, I won't, I won't, I won't, I won't. Lois stopped suddenly. There in front of her was a big purple monster. Lois stared at him angrily as he was blocking her way. The monster looked back at Lois. Get out of my way, you big ugly monster! Shouted Lois. The purple monster continued to look at her. The monster just smiled at her and said in a quiet voice, What is the little word? Lois couldn't believe her ears. She crossed her arms and pulled her face. I will not say that little word, said Louis. I think I may be able to change your mind, answered the monster. The monster then picked Louis up and swung her upside down. Stop it, yelled Louis. Put me down. The monster just laughed. What's the little word? He said again and lifted her even higher. Oh no! Shouted Louis. Please, put me down. That's a good girl, said the monster and put her on the floor. Oh dear, said Louise, rubbing her head. What's happened? She turned to speak to the monster, but he had disappeared. Louise slowly walked back to the house. She was thinking of the monster all the way. She opened the door and walked in. Mummy, she said, please may I have a cereal now? Her mother was so surprised she nearly dropped the box of cereals she was holding. Oh, of course, dear, said mother as she placed a bowl of cereal on the table. Lois smiled and looked out of the window to see if she could see the monster. To her surprise, there he was, smiling and waving at her. From that moment on, she decided she would try very hard not to forget to say please and thank you. Her mother knew that what made her become such polite little girl. But we know, don't we? So, my dear children, how was the story? I hope you all liked the story. And what did we learn? We learned from the story that we have to say please if we want something, and we should say thank you if somebody gives us something to us. So, this is a all golden words what we have to use, right? I hope you all will must be using these words. See you next time. Bye.